Okay, we have got a very special ladies get together today, and this is going to be a really powerful. I don't need my glasses, so I take those off. A really
Everybody's taking.
because we have got so much information. I'm sure this is going to be the first of many discussions that the three of us are having, and we will probably bring in other people as it feels appropriate. But for the first time, I'm going to start by introducing these amazing ladies. Some of you know them, some of you don't. Let's make sure that we all know how to connect with each other. So Maria Bernardes, we haven't sort of spoken on our channels before. Please introduce yourself to everyone.
Yes, aloha everybody. So I'm Maria Bernardes, and essentially I was a tax lawyer for many, many years and worked with government. So I do understand a lot of what we'll be discussing today in terms of all the governmental stuff and what happens behind the scenes. And many of the people, unfortunately, that I worked with and had dinners with, some of them have been arrested for we know what. So it's very interesting times for me to have basically rubbed shoulders with some of these evil people. But then I sort of digressed, and God guided me to leave my tax law career, and I went into health and wellness. So basically I'm a spiritual health and wellness coach, and I'm very honored to say that in the USA I was voted this year the #1 health and wellness coach to be disrupting the health and wellness industry with quantum technology. So essentially that's what I do, but also past life chef, cookbook author, and so just here to be of service to help people. So essentially, if I had to say, what do? I'm here to be of service to people.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Maria. And Teymara, we have done shows before, but for anyone new to the channels, please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Oh God, where do I start? Okay, I'm just going to go back 40 years ago, and that's when I started doing people's soul chart readings. And they've continued all the way through the 40 years. 31 years ago, and because of my journey to do with my own healing, I started a seminar called Born to Be Free. And that deals with all of the negative programming that we receive. Now, we used to look at that as being childhood programming, but what I've been saying to people over the last probably 12 months is been really focusing in on the cabal. So it's basically cabal programming. And every generation gets the cabal programming, which is fears and negative beliefs, because we're not born with them. And that gets handed down to the next generation and so on. And then what started to happen, of course, we got television. Yeah, I got television. I think I was about 9, I may have been, something around that age. And so we've had the influence of that. And then, of course, the movies as we've gone along. So I'm working with people in the Born to Be Free seminar, which is now 31. I've been presenting for 31 years. We've got our next one happening on the 6th of August here in Australia. And basically, it's deprogramming people, deprogramming. And when all of this started to happen, I got a really strong awareness of there's something going on. And that would have been about 5 years ago. And what I have found over this last 5-year journey of slotting in Born to Be Frees in between lockdowns and whatever, people have said to me, oh my God, Born to Be Free gave me the freedom, cleared me of my fears and my negative beliefs, and it has helped me to be more open to what is actually being presented. And I've gone, oh, okay, God, now I get what it was all about. Yeah. And why every year I just kept on presenting and kept on going, and people just kept on coming, and it just grew. Yeah. And then I'm also dealing with I do de-traumatizing work as well that fits in with that particular model. So anybody that's been sexually abused, I work with them. When the guys come back from the war, whatever it is that they're actually suffering from, I work with them to de-traumatize them. So I basically say to people, we're not out programming. Yeah. The cabal have been winning. But it's like you can get rid of all of that. And when you get rid of all of that, you see. and the seminar is called Born to Be Free. And yeah, so freedom is one of my major values. Yeah, it's like you won't see me tying myself down very much.
We can vouch for that, having known you for the last sort of year and a half. We can vouch for that. That's amazing, ladies. That's so amazing. Just because this
so you've got to introduce you now. So what about Catherine?
Yes,
because
well,
that's going to go to my following and Maria's
Exactly.
following. So they want to know who you are.
Exactly.
So the beauty of getting older in life is you've lived a lot of experiences, and I'm a biologist. Absolutely, my passion all along has been animals. I do prefer most animals to humans, although there are a few humans I like, which we'll talk about today. But in all seriousness, I've had a very diverse career in a lot of different industries, in environmental management, in healthcare, in telecoms, in water quality, and all sorts of different areas that now, when the proverbial shit hit the fan a few years ago, all the bits of the jigsaw puzzle fell nicely into place. And really what I been doing for the last 20 years is really specializing in holistic healthcare for humans and animals, but very much along the lines of when we're aware of the challenges that we're all facing, because most people aren't. Most people are completely blissfully unaware of all the poisons that are being chucked at us from so many different things, not just physically, but as you both talked about, also emotionally and programming. When you become aware of what the challenges are, then it's much easier to seek out and find the best holistic solutions. And very much like Maria, we work with a lot of the same sort of quantum technologies, because the beauty of it all is there's solutions out there. So, you know, just like the dark side can work with, you know, to create a problem and then they offer a bad solution, when we know what the problems are, we can turn it around and offer the good solutions.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's really about connecting the dots. Very much, this is why there's so much synergy between all of us. All of us are looking at, you know, being aware of what's going on in the world, but not from a vibration of fear, from a vibration of, okay, and what do we want to really alchemize in this and transform?
Yeah. And I just say to people, you know, it's really important to be empowered. And when I did Slow Poisoning 1 on Esoteric Atlanta, and then followed it up with Slow Poisoning 2, people just went, oh my God. But I mean, I've been teaching this for years.
Exactly. And you know, I'm very passionate about, and I know you are as well, Maria, that, you know, our animals are a great teacher for us if we choose to listen. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's conversation, guys, we want this to be a very uncensored conversation. So you all know the score. In the links below, there will be links to all 3 of our Rumble channels. So please, to watch the full interview, click on that link and we'll go over to the uncensored content now. So time for a quick break and a word from this show's sponsor. So I'm here with my friend Jay from Spiritually Raw. Jay, everyone's talking about Asea redox signaling molecules. Why is it important? What do people need to know?
So what happens is a company called Asea created this redox molecule, and to put it in perspective, imagine being born in this lifetime with 1 tank of gas, okay? It's this redox, okay? And what happens is when you hit puberty, that tank of gas now starts to go down, down, down. This tank of gas is also the same thing, if you would, that signals the cells inside of you, outside of you, and lets the body know where there's a crisis. So as we age, that signaling gets lower and lower and lower and weaker and weaker and weaker. So the weaker it is, the immune system can't find out where to be able to help you when there is a crisis or when there's an issue. This really, for a lot of us, appears to be the human breakthrough that we've all been waiting for, is something that would let the cells know when there's a problem. So now what we've been finding out, a lot of us call it the med bed in a bottle, the elixir of the gods. I mean, we have so many different terms for it, but now what we're finding out happens when you take this, you ingest this, if you would, the Asea redox, it's going to now start to amplify that signaling to the cell. So wherever the body feels like you may be having a crisis or something that's not where it needs to be, it's going to now have a better chance for that immune system to go to work. Okay. So this is you drink. Okay, this is you drink this on the outside. This is the topical version of it. The difference between these two is, one, you drink, it's going to go wherever the body feels like it needs it inside. And You may not always know that unless you walk around with an x-ray machine, but it's doing its job. This one, it's about twice as strong. It's highly concentrated. You can rub it specifically on the area that you feel like may cause you discomfort, and it's going to go to work right away. One thing with Asea that I want to tell people that, because I know a lot of people try a lot of products and you have to ride it out a little bit. This is the thing that'll make you a believer. You literally rub this on the area of discomfort 3 times in 5 minutes and wait for it. Wait for about 10 minutes afterwards. So rate your discomfort level on a scale of 1 to 10. And then about 10 minutes later, after you put this on 3 times in 5 minutes, rate that discomfort level again. See how you feel. This is designed to make you a believer, to know that, okay, you're on the right track with this redox technology. So with redox, I believe this, my personal opinion on this is I believe it helps everything else work, because it is the delivery system that makes all the other things work, because there's a lot of amazing nutrients and supplements out there. But the reality is they're only as good as their ability to get at a cellular level. This is really going to help drive that home. So if you're not at optimum performance, you're not what we always say, which is we're 20, 30 years younger. You've seen a lot of these videos already. Then you probably should be texting that number in the description below to find out more about this. And we'll be happy to send you more information.
Absolutely fantastic. So if you want to be powered by Redox, the number and the contact details, how to get help, is all below. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you feel inspired, please do share with your friends and family. My goal is to inspire as many people as I can to live their best lives, to stay curious, and to raise their consciousness and that of the collective. So to do this, I need to reach as many people as possible, and this needs your help. If you feel drawn, would you be willing to share your favourite episode with 5 different people? This helps us spread the word and also helps me encourage some exciting new guests to take part in this podcast. If you feel drawn to do that, I will be very, very grateful. All the links and discount codes where applicable for all the products that I support are on my 2 websites, CATHERINEinfo and CATHERINEinfo.com. All of the products are personally tried and tested by me, my family, and my clients. And finally, please do press the follow or subscribe button, depending which platform you're listening on. And above all, stay curious and stay free.